Hey, what's up and welcome everyone to another Warzone video. Today, I feel like Season 4 has finally arrived. You know, a couple weeks back when we got Season 4, I feel like it was pretty lackluster with the content that we got. But I feel like we're really headed in the right direction here with the Season 4 reloaded patch notes. We have so many amazing things coming to the game. I'm talking weapon balancing when it comes to Grau nerfs, MP5 nerfs, and sniper buffs. So many new things to the Gulag. We're just going to go through it all together. So if you like a no BS approach to your patch notes, if you want Call of Duty news as fast and as precise as you can without wasting your time, make sure to subscribe because we're going to get into it right now. And little pro tip, if you want it to go by a little bit quicker because your time is valuable, make sure to hit speed 1.25 times, 1.5 times. I do talk a little quick as is, but it doesn't hurt me and it helps you get through it even quicker. So let's get right into it. We got a lot of new things here on this little teaser banner, but we're going to get into all that here in the details down below. All right, so scrolling down, we've got a playlist update, 200 player Warzone. This is replacing the regular quads because of course they can't add a playlist update without, taking out one of their staple modes. But this one's okay because they're only adding 50 more players to the Warzone. So rather than 150, it's now 200, and this is only in quads. We'll talk about it later, but solos, duos, and trios will remain completely the same. Supply run contracts. So in addition to our bounty contracts, recon, most wanted, etc., now we have supply run contracts. It says upon activation, you and your squad, if applicable, will be directed to a nearby buy station. Reach it within the time limit to get a discount on buy station purchases. Now, they mentioned in their previous kind of teaser that you might have to not do it on your own 2 feet, but actually get into a vehicle to make that rotation. But some discounted buy station purchases would be really nice. Think about this as a regain rather than having to go through a scavenger or most wanted to get your teammates back. You can pick up one of those and hopefully it's a little more low-key so you can get your friends back a little cheaper. Spotter scope. This is really nice. Think of it as a high-powered scope without the glint. This reusable scope allows you to scan the environment around you and mark enemies without being detected. Perfect for scouting ahead, the spotter scope is a great tool for operators who want to plan their next move while keeping a low profile. I'm wondering what this is and how it'll be equipped. If it's a secondary, like you have to equip it like a pistol, or if it's something you can equip like dead silence or, a sentry turret or a UAV drone. That would be my guess. So that would be nice. And an ability to scan across the map, especially for console players who don't have that render distance, and it seems like stuff can be a little bit harder to spot from farther away. You can, look at the people camping on air traffic control without, having to worry about 4 lens glares pointing at you for the rest of the match. So could be a nice little addition there. Now, this is all just talking about how to download it. I'm not worried about that. If you want to know more about it, you can pause it right here. But it's going to be about a 20 to 30 gigabyte update. So for Modern Warfare, here's what we got in terms of playlist update. We've got Ground War, Blueprint Gunfight. So if you win the Blueprint Gunfight, you can end up getting a new blueprint for a gun, which is pretty unique. Team Defender, Cheshire Pack 24/7, which is a new map coming to the game. Shoot the Ship 24/7, which is amazing because we're getting a new sniper rifle, which we're going to talk about here in a bit. And it's always nice to grind that out and shoot the ship. Gunfight tournaments, once again, an opportunity to win blueprints. Realism Mosh Pit is now in the quick play filter. Modified Special Operations, Strongbox, Regular, and Strongbox Veteran. Now, I'm more worried about this, Warzone. So we have new Gulag weapons. I've been talking about this for months on stream. I wanted precision to be rewarded in the Gulag, and they finally brought it in. We have new Gulag weapons. We have semi-auto rifles, snipers, and along with one where it's just fists and a throwing knife. I think this is going to be so cool. I personally am not a big fan of all the stuns and the MP5 rushes, and especially the decoys and the C4s. I think Gulag should be down to the gun skill. But more than that, I think it's just going to be fun to be, jumping around corners trying to quick scope people. There might be a little bit of a keyboard and mouse advantage here. We'll have to see how that meta progresses, but I think it's just fun to switch up the Gulag a little bit, and having snipers and semi-auto rifles would be a lot of fun in there. And then just the fist and the throwing knife. I can see both people whiffing a throwing knife and then like juking each other out on the flag. It should be a good time. Now, there are a lot of things in general fixes right here, but most of them don't even apply to you. I don't know why they're wasting our time with them, so I'm going to pick through the ones that are actually very valuable to you. So, one of the things that they added is multiplayer wins and losses now track as intended per mode. Some of you are very concerned about your stats, and oftentimes you would get a win and it wouldn't show. They've started to fix that. Something that's very important for me. I play controller and keyboard and mouse, but I play both on PC. The ports for Call of Duty on PC have been pretty lackluster in the past, but they've really improved this one, and they're continuing to improve it even more. I have to mention this one because I've never seen it, but it sounds absurd. They had a fix for Kruger's eyes coming out of his character model while performing the brass stop execution. I've never seen it before, but that's pretty nuts. Something else that's important to us as Warzone players, long shots now display the distance and the kill point feed. So I'm thinking if you hit a 400, 500, 600 meter shot, hopefully it'll show up in the kill feed so your friends can see like, oh my God, you just hit an X meter snipe. That should be a pretty nice addition. And that kind of wraps up for general fixes. There are a lot of really minute things in there. I'm not going to waste your time with reading through those, but we do have some specific Warzone fixes that I'm concerned with because this is mainly a Warzone channel. We talk about multiplayer a little bit, but this is what we're really here for. So they fixed an exploit in Boneyard where players could climb the destroyed portion of a plane. Really, anytime you see players getting on high grounds that you don't expect through an exploit, it's gonna ruin your day. Gas mask now cracks when you're taking damage near or in the circle. I'm curious to see what that means. I know at the very final one, it'll crack and it'll shatter and then you pull it off. So I'm wondering if there's like a progressive cracking, which would make it even more difficult to see. I feel like the gas mask animation is just terrible. I don't think there needs to be anything to it. Why not just, leave it as there as like a shield icon? I don't know. But hopefully it's not even more obtrusive than it already is. A really nice quality of life change right here. Team wiped message now appears in the kill feed for your whole squad to see. This is amazing because oftentimes, you'll kill someone who has self-revive and it's the last guy and you're not sure, and only one player gets the team wiped icon. Now in the feed, the entire team gets that. It's something I didn't think about, but it's a really nice quality of life change. Nice job on their part. It should make communications with people with no mics, or if a teammate missed it popping up in the kill feed, it's going to be a lot easier for the entire team to understand where they stand in that battle. They fixed an issue where players could spawn under the map after winning the Gulag match. I hadn't seen that before, but that would be terrifying. It fixed a bug where players could use Charlie's tactical human skin and Mara's Valkyrie skin and notice her character models missing from the exfil epilogue in the helicopter. That used to happen a lot in the beginning of the game. You would be there, and then all of a sudden it would say your name, but your character model was gone, so they keep fixing that. Thank goodness, the supply chopper audio was too loud, preventing players from hearing most of the other sounds and communicating with their squad. This has been adjusted. Thank you. During the supply chopper event, the supply choppers would spawn from under the map, killing players positioned on top of these locations. Imagine sitting there, having a great game, and then supply chopper comes through the map and dices you. Never seen it happen. I'm surprised there's not a rage clip out there of it, but I would be furious. They fixed it. They fixed the final circle being too close over areas that players cannot access, such as the middle of stadium. That's awesome. They've kind of added like a red zone or a blacklist of places where it couldn't be. The terrain in this game is pretty rough. I'm hoping they do open up stadium pretty soon, though. This makes me feel like they're not going to open up stadium, but a guy can dream. The after action report now shows cash earned and placement, which is nice. Even more stats. This could help for tournament tracking, things like that. Fix for a rare bug where players spawned out of bounds after dying out of bounds. This is most likely a plunder issue because you can't respawn in other modes. Fix for a minor issue where the radio operator dialogue and subtitles called in for an airstrike could be incorrectly played the wrong faction. Who cares? And now allow up to 3 precision airstrikes to be called in at once, but within a distance restriction. This is interesting. I think this will help alleviate the issue that we have right now in the game where oftentimes you'll have a precision airstrike and you're calling it in and it'll say airspace is too crowded. It feels like a glitch. Now up to 3 can be posted at the same time. Keep in mind, cluster strikes, you can post as many as you want. And so now you can post up to 3 precision airstrikes, but it seems like there's a distance restriction so that way your whole squad can't just carpet bomb the entire AOR. So, weapons. This is what I'm really excited about. Weapons. The M4 will perform an AR magazine reload when attempting to reload the underbarrel launcher when you have the 50-round mag. This has been fixed. I don't use either of them, so I haven't even noticed. Stopping power is now applied to headshots. I don't know why this wasn't always a thing. Only certain weapons can go from a 2-shot to a 1-shot headshot, like the FAL. So, for example, if you had to, beforehand, get 2 headshots with the FAL with stopping power, now you can just do it with a single one, which sounds pretty OP. This fixes a few cases where you would actually do less damage with a headshot than you would with a body shot with stopping power. All right, here's where things get really exciting. Starting ammo and max ammo adjustments. Basically what this is it's not actually the magazine size of the weapon for all these listed, but it's actually just the starting ammo. So, you start with a 25-round mag, and then you start with X in reserves. And for some of these weird ammo capacities, you would run out after like 3 mags. And so they've increased the max and the starting ammo reserves for those guns. The AX50. Boys, the snipers got buffed so much. It's amazing. So the AX50 has an increased damage range now. I don't think that really solves the problem of the AX50 because the AX50's real problem is both bullet drop in terms of how much that bullet dips and bullet velocity, where you have to lead the target too much to hit them. The HDR is a guaranteed one hit to lower torso at any range. I really hope this is speaking specifically to multiplayer because they only said weapons, and I believe they're talking about weapons specifically. But an HDR buff, I really won't complain. I still like the fact that you have to get a headshot for a one-shot kill in Warzone, and I hope that remains. The Kar98 increases the ADS speed. Keep in mind, this is the aim down sight speed. So the speed that you bring it up, it's not increasing the aim down sight time, which would be a nerf. This is a buff to the Kar98K. Small decrease to the hipfire spread, so making the hipfire even more viable for the Kar98, and increase the damage range, which I think is awesome because right now the drop-off is pretty absurd with Kar98 in Warzone. Mark II Carbine, faster movement speed, which I think is fun because the gun's pretty dynamic. It should feel pretty good in the Gulag since it's going to be in there as well. And then increase the damage range because it's pretty pathetic in the game as we speak. Dragunov, they actually buffed it. I'm kind of surprised, but it's still going to be a pretty terrible gun. Keep in mind when you're using a sniper, the whole point of the sniper is to, get that one hit, catch them off guard. Having to, put multiple shots into them is not going to feel very good. Increased aim down sight speed, so it's going to be faster. 2-hit kill minimum, so if you in multiplayer, if you hit them 2 shots anywhere, 2 in the leg, it's going to kill them. The gun recoil returns to center more, which is awesome because it was a pretty bouncy gun, and then a faster rate of fire. So it seems like a pretty significant buff, but in terms of the way snipers work for me in Warzone, after you hit that first shot, the enemy's going to bail. So you want to make sure you're hitting your shots in the head, getting that one-shot kill, and that does not seem like that's going to be the way for the Dragunov. FAL, they added a close-range damage shelf with 1-hit headshot potential. Basically, if you're super close to multiplayer, you can hit him in the head with the FAL, and it'll kill him. Right now, FAL is a ground loot weapon, so that could be really useful if you get the FAL off the back. And man, if you have a fast trigger finger, that FAL freaking fries in Warzone. So, hopefully it's a buff to that. The CR56 AMAX, the Galil, it's been nerfed. They decreased the damage range. Kind of surprised, honestly. I mean, I know it hits hard at damages, but I feel like it's so bouncy that's not viable in Warzone. Maybe this was more of an issue in multiplayer, but in Warzone, man, I thought the gun's kind of weak. All right, going back up top, the AK-47 has an increased aim down sight speed, so once again, it's going to be a little bit snappier. It still is pretty bouncy whenever you shoot it, but it should still be a pretty solid gun now. Now, this is where things get really exciting. The MP5 decreased the damage range, decreased the 10mm damage range, reduced the long-range damage with a 10mm ammo, and a slight increase to 10mm ammo reserves, max ammo, stuff like that. Thank you. The Grau MP5 meta is finally dying. Hopefully, we see a little bit of a change up in the loot pool. It might just turn out where everyone just starts running the MP7 again. We'll see. The Grau 556, damage range reduction, which is awesome because right now the Grau feels way too much like a sniper. Me as a sniper, it's frustrating to get outbeamed by a guy with an AR and a 60-round mag, as opposed to me with my HDR with a 5-round mag. Slight increase to the high-frequency recoil. So what this means is as you shoot the gun longer, and as you make it more through your recoil pattern, it should start to shake even more. It shouldn't be a 60-round laser for all 60 bullets. My only thing is, what does that mean and how long does it take to reset? So if I shoot 30 bullets and then it starts to get, ugly, can I just stop shooting for a fraction of a second and then reset my recoil? If that's the case, it should still be pretty meta. They've reduced the recoil compensation and decreased the range with the Tempest 26.4 Archangel and the FSS 20.8 Nexus barrel. So they reduced the recoil compensation and decreased the range. So not only is it decreased range altogether, but specifically for those barrels, the recoil compensation and the damage range has been nerfed. Hopefully the Grau is put to the ground. Fingers crossed. Shotgun slugs. Garbage. If you've picked up the VLK and the Warzone, you know it's absolutely terrible. But it looks like we've got some changes here. They increased the projectile velocity, so it's not moving so slow. They reduced the aim down sight spread, so it should be more accurate. There's sometimes you're aiming right on someone's head and it'll like veer off to the side. So less ADS spread. Added dynamic hit spread. Increased damage ranges, and increased lower torso damages. So you don't have to be hitting perfect shots, and then also you're increasing the damage range, which makes sense. It's a slug. It's not a, it's not a buckshot. No stock attachments increases the weapon recoil and decreases aiming down sight aiming steadiness. Pretty standard changes there. Special operations, I'm just going to rip through these real quick. They improve the effectiveness of decoy grenades against most types of enemy soldiers. That's really just tuning their AI. They added a new mission, and they fixed an audio issue in... they fixed an issue where some of the white trucks would appear without any enemies inside them in Operation Harbinger. I haven't played Special Ops since multiplayer launched all the way back in like October of last year. It's fun. There are some great skins you can get out of it. It might be a little tilt thing to play outside of when you're pretty sick of Warzone, but yeah, I'm not really about it. But they did add Special Operations Survival at the weapon store. The weapons with purchased with the gunsmith attachments are now displayed clearly. I might do a video on that here in the future. Special Ops Survival is something that we all didn't have access to as a PS4 exclusive, but now that we all do, I might have to check it out and see what it's all about. And so there's some changes they made there. I'm really not going to commentate on it because frankly I haven't played it before, so I would just be really reading for nothing. So guys, went through it as fast as I can, try to provide as much meaningful details as I can. The update drops tonight. You're probably actually going to be watching this video as the update is downloading on your end, so get excited for everything that's happening in this new update. If you enjoyed this video, this no BS approach as fast as possibly can, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and of course hit the bell icon for all the latest Call of Duty news. I will be one of the first to report every single time. I appreciate all your support. I hope you're excited for the new season. I'm super excited, as we can see, for all of the changes. And then of course, it's not mentioned in here specifically, but we do have the new Rytec, the Barrett 50 cal coming our way. So I'm super excited for that. We've got a new map, Cheshire Park. We got a new operator, Rose. We've got Juggernaut Royale, which was mentioned in another blog post. And then everything else we have covered within this video, but a lot of exciting things. I feel like this is what Season 4 should have launched with, and I'm excited that we finally got some things coming our way tonight. So, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys all in the next video. Appreciate all the support lately. We're about ready to crack 200K. Look forward to seeing you on the next video, and so much content coming your way soon. Peace.